girls and boys of between 12 and 16 years of age. They're 1,000cc karts. They've no gears, but they are extremely competitive, as David Fitzpatrick will tell you.
Yes, Alan, indeed. This is where the future race winners of the sport will come from, and indeed, to start in this form of sport, you've got to be, as you said, between 12 and 16 years, and you can in fact pick up a competitive kart for about £700. And parents will be interested to know that the safety record is 100%. Absolutely stringent in the control of this particular class of racing, as indeed in any of the other classes, but in this one particularly because of the age of the competitors.
Right, and interestingly enough, amongst the entry, we've got quite a number of famous sons of famous people, like, for example, number 47, Gavin Cairns. Gavin is from Lisbon, and he comes from a very famous karting family, but they're off. And it's number 38, David Maguire. David Maguire on the inside line, just been overtaken by 34 there, going round the outside as they go through Shell for the first time.
And you'll also see up there with the leaders, Alan O'Leary, number 3. Alan having had a very good season this year, but into the lead it's number 34, and he's now being chased by Alan O'Leary. Down towards Duckham's they go, a big long string of these tiny little 100cc motors, and you can see just how small the juniors are, tucked right down, very good aerodynamics, and bouncing their way round on their way down towards the S's at Castrol. And it's number 34 now being chased by Alan O'Leary, number 3.
Mike Woodside, Alan O'Leary, that's the order as they come down for the first time, and it's very close between the first two. So Mike Woodside, and look at that for Dyson, 4, that was Ken Chute just going through a picture, but 34 it is. Mike Woodside still holding off this massive battle behind him. Tremendous stuff. The youngest person in this race is about 14 years old, the eldest 16, and the leader, Mike Woodside, then, and being slipstreamed now by number 3, Alan O'Leary. We expected him to do well. Is he going to try and go around the outside? He's a bit sideways, but he's holding on in there. In fact, lost out a little bit in that maneuver. So it's still Woodside, and right behind him, O'Leary.
Yes, Alan O'Leary tends to be a little bit on the ragged side. He's been in a position earlier in several races this year to win, and unfortunately has thrown it away.
As he is doing now. Round he goes. Alan O'Leary, the 15-year-old from Green Hills Comprehensive School, trying to get his kart going again. He's stalled the engine, and this gives an enormous lead now to Mike Woodside.
Yes, Mike Woodside there getting a big advantage, and as I said, Alan O'Leary just doing what he has been doing all season, showing perhaps a slight lack of maturity, but at his age, I suppose we should allow him that. 34 then, Mike Woodside, also quite a good runner this year. There goes Ken Chute coming into your picture, but the leader coming down now, past the start-finish straight, being followed by the rest of the pack, and he's being chased by number 19, Gary Jordan, also one of the 4 runners in this class this year.
So there goes the leader, Mike Woodside, and if anything, they seem to be closing a little bit. Woodside
now really under pressure. They're making their way down towards Shell. Jordan on the outside, but Woodside has the inside line holding as well, being chased hard now as they make their way round the final corner on their way out of our sight towards Duckham's. Really under pressure now, Mike Woodside and Gary Jordan and Woodside side by side into the hairpin at Duckham's, and just look at that for dicing. And this is in fact the format that many of the juniors races throughout the season have taken this year. The class really has come into its own. It's proved an extremely competitive one, and certainly we can expect to see some very talented drivers from this class moving up into the higher classes later on in their careers.
Gary Duffy in 3rd place at the moment, but it's really all between these two. And 19 there, Gary Jordan, really now down the inside. No, but he was too far behind. He's really losing out a bit of time there because he's being a little bit too ragged all over the road in his efforts to get past the leader, Mike Woodside. So it's Woodside and Jordan. Down they come, tucking in and behind again. Jordan had a look down one side, but he's tucked in behind. He's on the inside this time for Shelley. Should be able to do it on the last lap, and it's beautiful, a beautiful maneuver, and a back marker, 33, nearly fouling it up for him completely, Gordon Duncan there.
And Woodside a little ragged there as they make their way out of Dunlop. Coming down now And Gary Jordan pulling out there slightly ahead of Woodside, the pressure slightly off him.
And there he goes, down he comes. That's through Castrol, up the Ford straight now for the last time. And can Woodside put in a desperate effort? I don't think so. I don't think he can at this stage. It looks like a perfectly judged win from young Gary Jordan. A tremendous achievement indeed. But he's got it. He's got it. The fist up in the air as he takes the checkered flag. On the road, Woodside goes sailing past him, but of course he didn't do it at the right time. The checkered flag was out, so there's no doubt about it. It was Gary Jordan, then Woodside, and those were the only two that really counted.
And that was a good win.